Hey guys, welcome back to the Bros Films channel, and today I'll be showing you guys how to lead in realistic mode. I know this has been heavily requested, and I tried doing something like this in the past, but it didn't really, it wasn't really mainly about leading. It was more about just how to fly in realistic mode. So this one's going to be strictly about how to lead. As you can see, I'm using the A6 M3, and then later on I'll switch to the KI63 because no one was playing on the Axis side, so if I wanted to play in realistic mode, I'd have to go ahead and join this team. And also, most people would play these planes anyways in realistic mode because they're a lot easier to use, I'd say. And I do end up getting a lot of kills with this, so it's pretty awesome. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for if you're a beginner leader because, these don't get a lot of ammo, so you're going to run out pretty fast. And I do run out a lot, but that's just because I went on like a almost 3 kill streak. I ran out of ammo on the last guy, because I was taking some pretty long range snipes. Anyway, so I joined this server, and the pressure's really on, because everyone here knows me. And usually when I join a server where people know me, I always get a little bit worried, because, I'm like the MVP, so if they, destroy me, it's, embarrassing. So I'm trying to destroy all those people, and you'll just see, one of my main tips for leading is literally aim further than you think you have to. And right here in the beginning, it's just lagging a bit. People are bouncing all over the place. But that's the main tip I have for you guys when you're trying to lead. Don't take super long range snipes like this. Always try to get closer. However, I play a little greedy. Sometimes I'll shoot just to get them to make a mistake, like pulling vertical because they think they're in trouble or something like that. And we'll get further into that in the video. You'll see me do some of that. But for right now, I'll just explain the basic tips of leading. Rule number 1 is always lead more than you think you have to. And next to that one, it would be always keep your eye on the target. And if you don't know, let's say you're pulling left or something, and the guy, he's hidden underneath your cockpit because he's, not in your window because you're trying to get a lead on him. Either keep him there and just know his line of sight where he's going to be flying to, or just keep pure lead on him keep pure lead on him, and you do that by just keeping your trigger, your scope on him, or whatever you call it, your sight. Just keep your sight on him until he pulls out evenly or something, and you'll have a lot easier time doing that in Japanese plane just because they turn really well. So anyways, let's get into some examples. Now for this, I'll just be talking about how to lead and good tips for leading, not what you want to do for each plane. I can do that separately if you want, just leave that requested. But for example, you would never want to go head-on-head with a Japanese plane because you wouldn't want to go head-on-head in a Japanese plane because they'll tear you up if they can land their shots. However, you'll see me just doing that just to get, just to show you examples and stuff. Also, flak is it's your worst enemy when you're trying to fight off 3 people at once, and that kind of does happen. And we'll get to that later. But anyways, so always keep your eye on your target, because if you lose sight of them, they'll literally just come out of nowhere, because they might have sight on you, and just they'll know how to maneuver themselves just to get in a position to where they're in your blind spot, and you don't want that to happen because it can be really, really bad for you. And one of the first rules of engagement here is just don't lose your target, because the second you lose your target, you're done. You're already dead. However, I end up losing my target quite a lot actually, just because they blend in with the ground or something. However, these people don't look super experienced. They're not bad. Don't get me wrong there, but they're not the best shots. Let's just say. So anyways, this guy makes this mistake, and he just tries turning with me. And you see I lead a bit more than I have to, and I got really lucky with those shots too. All of them hit his right engine, and his engine just blew up. So that was a pretty easy kill there. And here's some points where you want to aim if you have this opportunity. You either aim at the engine, and that could be if it's a twin engine, you want to hit one of the engines and just concentrate your fire. Always concentrate your fire. If it's a plane, like a one-seater plane, you can either hit its engine or go for its elevator. No matter what part of the plane you knock off, it's definitely going to help you because it'll slow them down and it'll just give you a huge advantage. So let's get into more examples here.
It was at this moment that he knew. He up.
I was on a roll until that flak showed up. Come on. So another easy tactic to use for leading is when you just pick a spot and you hold down the trigger and you pick way in front of them to the point where it's lead but with a bit more excessiveness. And this is only good for planes with just a whole bunch of ammo, because you'll not land a lot. And especially fast-firing rate machine guns or planes, whichever has a fast-firing rate, would work best for this. And you don't want to go too steep of an angle if you are doing it with someone who, if you're diving down on someone, because you'll just hit the ground, so just be aware of that. But as you can see, I keep my eye on him. He's probably still looking for me right now. And as you can see, I'm not leading it up here, so I put in a bit more lead. And he probably got hit a little bit there, if any. And it looks like he's going into a stall right now. And if you can get your enemy in a stall, it's just really easy to kill him from there. So I don't know if he's faking it or if he's actually in a stall, because I've seen some people fake stalls on me where they're going down. But it looks like he easily recovers from that. But he might be smoking. Is he smoking? I can't really tell from this footage. Doesn't look like he's smoking yet. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some shots of him just a little bit higher like this. And at this, if you're leading that much, you can pretty much guarantee yourself some hits. And it looks like, yeah, a couple of them are hitting. And then right there, they just burst them up. And I almost got hit by his debris. And one time I just wanted to see what the debris would do to you if you got hit by it. I thought it was just going to be something that you can just go through. But no, I was in a Hellcat. It landed on my wing. And the first thing that happened was it just popped off, right? My wing just pops off. Well, actually, no, before I did that, my plane caught on fire. And then a couple seconds later, it popped off. Did you guys just see his aileron just like floating down, or a piece of his wing or whatever? Yeah, so that's what happens when you lead correctly. You'll see that kind of stuff. And at first I thought it was a plane. I was freaking out. I was like, already? He's right behind me. What do I do? And then I realized, oh, that's just a piece of his plane. So if you don't know whose team someone is on, just go ahead and just ask. And if they don't respond, shoot them down. I didn't decide to shoot him down because he was coming from our base. And he didn't look like too much of a threat. In fact, he probably was an ally. So I decided just to leave him alone for now. And maybe he was just returning on a bombing run, because I know a lot of people have been hitting up our base. So, you know, I asked him, and he didn't really respond. So I just figured I'd just go for people that I knew for sure. So right here, I see a B-25 on the ground. I was going to go for the guy who's taking off, but he didn't really take off. So there's a B-25 that's on the ground. And if they're not on the runway, I guess you can shoot them down, because, you know, they're still threats, especially the B-25s. So anyway, or B-26s, what am I doing? So anyways, he shoots me up pretty good. I came in at a bad angle. Well, I guess it was a decent angle. I should have came up from up top where it'd be harder to hit. And he hit me up pretty good. In fact, I think he basically killed my engine, and he took out my elevator and one of my ailerons. In a case like this, if you don't know if your engine's dead or not, you can always check your manifold pressure or your RPM. And my engine is basically borderline dead, because its manifest pressure is literally like below 5. So it's not 0, but it's like below 5. So I make an emergency landing, and somehow I landed that instead of flipping over. And it worked out pretty well, except for the fact that I'm not taking off again, and who knows if I might break my prop here. And I kind of hit the ground a little too hard there. And maybe that's what did it for my engine, I don't really know. But basically the props just start giving out right now. And I mean, they're still going because the engine's still barely alive. But oh well, at least we're still alive. There you can see the manifold pressure in red is like almost 0. To the point where my plane would start rolling backwards because there's not enough speed to get up a hill. Oh no, what's happening?
Hold up. Smoke weed every day.
Smoking weed will kill your engine.
Drugs. Not even once.
And that's how you lead, boyos.
They see me rolling. They hating. Patrol.
Okay, maybe I went a little overboard. Alright guys, sorry for this little, I guess I tried to cover the leading topic, but I got really carried away. I just saw opportunity to make this pretty funny, and so I took that opportunity. I'll make a part 2 to this just to give you more insight on leading, but let me just wrap up what we did do for this video. So basically, when you're leading in realistic mode, make sure to keep your eyes on the target 100% of the time. Once when you see which direction to go, let's say you're turning into them. There's different scenarios, but let's say you're turning into them. Then you want to pitch your plane up and just turn as hard as you can and know which way they're going, and just hold down the trigger button until you can see them again. And just that's simple as that. Another tactic is head-on-head, where you just aim right at them. However, if they're going up slightly, you aim a little bit above them. If they're going down, you aim a little bit below them. Make sure to aim more than you think you have to, like higher or lower than you think you have to, or more left and right. Always lead further than you think you might have to, because they'll run into the bullets themselves. So if you think you're leading too much, just loosen it up a bit, and they'll just run straight into those bullets. And also, you probably will be needing to lead more than you think you have to. There's another way you can lead is by just picking a spot, holding down the trigger, and just letting your enemy fly right into there. That's another easy way to do it. However, in this game, the time to kill can be long, especially when you're using weaker planes. So know that that's not always the best way to do it. However, when you just see where the bullets are hitting, you can just start turning with them like that, and the rest of their shots will hit. And I'm just going to say, it takes practice, it takes a lot of time to get used to this kind of stuff. I'll make a part 2 to try clearing it up a bit more. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this. I really hope you like this video, and I really hope I don't get copyright notice for this. But anyways, this is Janae from the Brothers Films channel, signing out.